Hey y'all! In this video, we're going to go over the steps to finding factors of a number and then discuss how you find the greatest common factor. Let's get started. First, what exactly are factors? A factor is a whole number that divides into another number evenly without a remainder. Said another way, they are the numbers that are multiplied together to equal another number. Quick example. What are the numbers that are multiplied together to equal 8? Well, 1 times 8 is 8, and 2 times 4 is 8. So we would say the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Sounds simple, right? Well, the larger the number, the more factors there could be. So you could get the question, what are the factors of 18? There are many factors of 18, but let me show you the best way to make sure you get them all and you don't forget any. The best way to make sure you list all the factors correctly is to start with 1. 1 times what equals 18? Well, 18, of course. So we'll write this down as follows: 1 and 18. The next step would be to determine if 2 times a number equals 18. Well, 2 times 9 is 18. Continuing that logic, does 3 times a number equal 18? Yes, it does. 3 times 6 equals 18. How about 4? Does 4 times anything equal 18? No. So 4 is not a factor of 18. How about 5? Does 5 times a number equal 18? Nope. We already have 6 listed because 6 times 3 is 18. So we're done. We can then look at the factors that we have identified earlier, and we can write them down as such. The factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Now that you understand the basics of how to find factors, let's do another example that has more, and we will look at a different way to figure it out. Find the factors of 54. First, let's start with 1. 1 times 54 equals 54. Let's write 1 all the way to the left, and then 54 all the way to the right. We know that 54 will always be the greatest factor of 54, so be sure to leave some space in the middle to fill in your other factors. Does 2 go into 54? Well, it's an even number, so it has to. 2 times 27 equals 54. Let's put the 2 to the right of the 1, and the 27 just to the left of the 54. How about 3? Does 3 times a number equal 54? Sure does. 3 times 18 equals 54. We add the 3 to the right of our 2 and the 18 to the left of our 27. Notice that as we were going through these steps, the numbers are getting closer and closer to each other in the middle. Let's look at 4. Does 4 times a number equal 54? Nope. So 4 is not a factor. How about 5? Well, our number doesn't end in 5 or 0, so 5 can't be a factor. Moving on to 6. Does 6 times a number equal 54? Yep. 6 times 9 equals 54. We put the 6 to the right of our 3, the 9 to the left of our 18. Neither 7 nor 8 can be multiplied by a number to get 54, so we have identified all the factors of 54. So in summary, the factors of 54 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 18, 27, and 54. Why do you need to know factors? Well, factors are important when it comes to simplifying ratios and fractions. Putting ratios and fractions into their simplest form makes them easier to work with. That brings me to another great topic, the greatest common factor. You will need to know how to find the greatest common factor when looking at ratios and fractions. Finding the greatest common factor is easy. Let me show you. Ratios and fractions are usually written in the same format, although ratios and fractions are not the same thing. Ratios compare two or more things, whereas fractions show a part or piece of an overall whole. But when it comes to simplifying them, the process is the same. You find the greatest common factor, then divide both numbers by that greatest common factor to put the ratio in or fraction in its simplest form. I have another video on simplifying fractions that I'll put a link to in the description. So how do you find the greatest common factor? The first step is to find factors of both the numbers. So let's use 12 and 24. Let's use the steps we talked about earlier. The factors of 12 are 1 and 12, because 1 times 12 is 12. 2 and 6, because 2 times 6 equals 12. 3 and 4, because 3 times 4 equals 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12 are all factors of 12. The factors of 24 would be 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24 are all the factors of 24. You will want to put the factors next to each other in order to find the greatest common factor. Based on the factors which we have, the greatest or biggest factor we see in both 12 and 24 is 12. 12 is the greatest common factor. It really is that simple. Don't forget that I put the link to my Simplifying Fractions video in the description if you want to learn more. If you find these videos helpful, don't forget to click like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.